Monday, 23rd of August, 2021. 2 weeks. Well, it's not actually. It's 13 days until the PCA Manchester, and I had this great idea last night after a bit of a shitty weekend. Been struggling with my mental health for the last couple of weeks, and I went, fuck it, I'm gonna do the PCA Manchester in 2 weeks. And the worst thing is that I've been leaner than this in the last few months. I've fluctuated up and down a bit, and if it was one of my leaner points, oh, I would have been in there. Right now, this is one of the softer points after I just had a weekend of eating shit. So I'm hoping some of this is fluid retention because I'm miles out of contest shape. But I thought, let's see what I can do in 2 weeks. I've legit, because I've only been on test. I put a test up from TRT, just above reference range, to slightly higher because I was on lower calories and kind of doing this extended dieting phase anyway. Just to enjoy summer and to be leaner because of the fucking dog years at the side. I said I didn't want to compete. But it's 2 weeks away, Nick's doing it. And I spent, let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I'll even do it, but I'll definitely get leaner in 2 weeks. So I'm gonna run through I've got everything to play, so literally every card just going fucking get in. I'll go through the fat burning stack I'll be using, and then I'll put the actual anabolic side of things later on when I sit down, because I've got more to play with. So whereas most guys at this point 2 weeks out would be smashing gear for God knows how long, they're smashing fat burners for God knows how long, I feel fresh and ready to go, like I've obviously not been on prep, which means I can go a little bit harsher. I say harsher, there's still going to be some people who will be taking more than this, and people will be doing more than this. I'm going to be doing 2 hours of cardio a day, 20,000 steps a day. So that's not a big deal. I did that for weeks last time. I'm doing it for 2 weeks this time. Not even 2 weeks. I can't do cycling that close to the show. It'll make my legs soft. Let's have a look. See what it looks like. Start point. Prep start point. Fucking hell. Nowhere near. Fucking nowhere near. Oh, this is not... I've been definitely sharper than this. Sore legs from yesterday as well. But the worst thing is my chunks should sit there, but they can't sit there. The surgeon's done a shit job and had this skin which I can't get fixed yet. So they've got to sit slightly lower, which throws the proportions out slightly. Front relaxed. Oh, I've got a sore adductors. Quarter turn to the right. Quarter turn to the right? No, it's not. If not doing, it's quarter turn to the fucking left. Quarter turn to the left. It's fucking definitely left. Quarter turn to the left. It better be left now. That's what I'm practicing. So when my glutes are lean, they can actually do this and they come in, and the pose looks better there. One positive. I can't hold a tight midsection. Come on, tight midsection. It was better than it was 2 years ago. I've just looked at previous videos. Ooh. Fucking miles out. Let's give it a go! Come on, 2 weeks! So to help facilitate this stupid idea that I've just had, I'm going to start with the drugs, because based off the physique you've just seen, I'm quite far out there. So, I've got every card to play. So we're literally going to play them all at once, because we've got less than 2 weeks, so every day counts. So what have we got first? Right, T3 I already take anyway, but that's going to be slightly increased. T3 is going up. Clent is going in straight to 120 micrograms a day. Oh, I hate Clent as well. Yohimbine is going in 20 milligrams a day. Oh, God. Oh, what else have we got? I'm going to have modafinil today because I've got to actually do some work. I need to focus. So I know 100 milligrams of modafinil for today, but that's not going to be every day. I've not even got enough to last the rest of the prep. Oh, what else have I got? What else can help me burn some extra fat? Growth hormone, a couple of IUs before we do the cardio. Carnitine. Then I'm going to get on that bike for an hour. Do you know what though? I tell a lie. With this stuff in, it's not that bad. Kind of goes like that. The morning hour. It's the nighttime hour. The nighttime hour where there's nothing left in you. You're exhausted. All you want to do is stop. But you can't. Because you've got cardio to do. But it's only 2 weeks. It's not even 2 weeks. It's not even 2 weeks. Show's on a Sunday, so obviously we're already on Monday. I can't do cardio 2 hours a day and 20,000 steps all the way through until the day before because my legs will look fluffy and just battered. So I've got to pull that on like Thursday and just control the calorie deficit. But then obviously I've got this time in my arsenal, which I didn't have 2 years ago, I've got my liraglutide, do-glutide, appetite suppressor pens so I can go pow, fuck my appetite off, fat burners, loads of cardio, and literally put my activity as high as I can put it, my food as low as I can put it, and we can see then the result that happens in 2 weeks. I might be nowhere near still, and I might just go, oh, sack this, but then at least we've had a 2 week full-on period going from TRT to what can we do in 2 weeks. It is going to be a significant difference, so it'll be interesting to see what the difference is. If it is stage worthy, and if you can, it's not going to be healthy, but if you can do an extreme and get ready in that time. It's a really bad idea for me to talk about extremes as well, because I'm then trying to talk about health at the other moment in time. But it's 2 weeks, it's an experiment. Most of the stuff I know at this point is due to experiments on myself. So, here we go. Day one. What doing? Okay, so if we've got a bit of a wobbly camera hand now and again, that's because the Clem is going to be making me wobble. First 5,000 steps down, Monday morning. Hour of bike to go. First hour. To be fair, I could get away with it. I'll see how I feel on a Monday because I teach spin on a Monday and a Saturday. And that's more intense than an hour steady state. So we'll see. I may do 3 hours on those days. We don't know. We've only got limited time. Fuck it. Let's go. Spin time. First cardio down. My blood sugar's going low. So I've not done an hour on the bike for a long time. And there's a reason why, because it's horrible. I used to go hypo every single day. Every morning last prep. You just have to lie down, obviously you can't eat to bring your blood sugar up, you just got to lie down, deal with it, and then get back on the fucking bike. And this is stuff people don't realise, like yes, drugs do play a big part when it comes into most athletes competing. One thing I didn't realise until about a week ago is the fact that a lot of people are running fat burners from like 12 weeks out or more. And I never introduced them until 5 weeks out. Because I've never been coached. So when people are being banged on fat burners dead easy and dead early, and that's helping facilitate the fat loss the whole time, that's why I want 20,000 steps. I wonder why I'm on 20,000 steps, everyone else on like 12. Yeah, because they're all having help. And I don't have help until I'm right at the end. I've already been on 20,000 steps for ages, and I'm on 2 hours of cardio, my blood sugar is low. I'm on 2 hours of cardio, and then I put the fat burners in. And I could have probably saved myself all that effort by using the chemistry. But I've always used the minimum. And this is what I'm trying to get across. Both ways work. But, and to be fair, both ways are very stressful to your body. If you're going to do that much amount of activity, it's stressful to your body. But sustainability long term, clenbuterol, for example, is really bad for your heart.
And I don't like taking Clen. It's the last thing I'll put in. I fucking hate it. But straight away, it's like, okay, my blood sugar's dropping. You gotta keep going. So I went boiling hot, and then I went into a really cold sweat the last sort of 15 minutes of that bike. And that's only gonna get worse as this next 2 weeks goes on, but it's only 2 weeks. This was happening from like 6 weeks out last time. So it was worse. But all I'm gonna do, the last 15 minutes got more tough, and it's usually like, oh yes, last 15 minutes, we're getting there. But it got more tough because I started to feel cold and tired, and that was like, okay, blood sugar's dropping. But I've got training at 4, training for 2 hours straight into spin, and then obviously I'll walk in there, walking home. Hopefully have most of my steps by then, and I don't have to do a second hour of the bike because I'm already doing spin. Yes. So first meal is going to be, I'd normally have my oats and proteins and fibre powders, make it thicker. That's what I always have pre-workout nearly every single session. However, on a Monday when it's like this, I've got such a small time duration between, well, sometimes I actually go straight from training to spin, unless you get my stuff and go upstairs and go on the bike and go. I'm gonna have a bit of time today. Just like half an hour to give myself just a little bit more time to prepare and potentially get some more steps. But I'm gonna have cream of rice and protein then. A lot of people love the cream of rice around training. I personally think it's a shit food source. It's just like more protein powder, and I'm hungry. Why would I use that? However, in the right setting like today, I'm already going to be in the gym, and I'm going to have half an hour between finishing my session and getting on a spin bike. I can't then have food, but I do still want to have something to fuel all that glycogen dependent activity, because I'm training, and then spins are higher intensity than I've just done now. So I need to have something going in. And then it's a big time gap. If I was to have my food at like 3 o'clock, train at 4, spin at 6, food later on. So if I switch them round, I normally like my whole food meal after training, put that before, so I'm gonna have my chicken, beef, vegetables, rice, walk to the gym, do my session, have cream rice and protein powder, then teach spin. Then I can walk home and have my last meal. So I only have 3 or 4 meals anyway. And that's today. It's fucking awful. And this is the next 2 weeks. Let's get it. I'm saying this now, this might be a disaster. I'm well far out here. I'm fucking well far out. Not even close. Let's just tell ourselves that there's loads of water retention. Probably not, but let's just fucking go with it and see what happens in 2 weeks. So let's go through the drugs. It's literally give me shudders as I'm writing this, because it's not actually bad. I mean, everything here is well tolerated. There's a lot of information on every single compound. I'm not even putting tren in, not putting halo in, nothing that's going to affect my mental state apart from a bit of anxiety from Clen and stimulants in general. I've taken Clen this high before, I've taken Yohimbine this high before, I've taken T3 this high before. So there's nothing that I haven't already done previously, and it's only for a very short time period. So knowing the fact it's going to put my body under stress is no different than knowing the fact that it's not good for you to go binge drinking on the weekend, but doing it one weekend is not going to damage your body over the long term. You will be able to recover from that. A normal prep would put way more stress on my body. I can turn the volume up a little bit more for 2 weeks, still tolerate the stress. The biggest thing for me is going to be just the fact I'm doing loads of training. It's not the drugs. The drugs are not actually going to put that much stress on my body. So I've got some additions. I've got, so obviously test is already in. It's been in for a while. But the one thing I'm really interested to see is, what is the cosmetic benefits going to be? We know the drugs work. We know they make a difference. I know mine are real, which most people can't say that. I definitely know mine are real, and they're the highest quality you'll find. So it's going to be interesting to see the cosmetic benefits. Is my physique going to fill out? Are we going to get loads of veins? Are we going to get harder and drier and all this sort of stuff? Because realistically, that should happen. If I'm just on testosterone now, put everything else in, you should see a big change, because it's going in literally in the next 5 minutes after I've finished this video. So we should see a change. How much of a change, I don't know. There's certain things like, obviously, the orals will see a faster benefit, and the fact I'm putting Anavar in today means it will see an acute benefit in my training session today, because that's why we often take it pre-workout, which I'm about to do. So there's things here that we will see an acute benefit, and we will see a significant benefit in 2 weeks' time if I am going to step on stage. If not, fuck it. I don't know. I'm going on a night out the week after, so I'll look good for that. But the fact is, I want to go full disclosure and talk about things. People don't want to talk about gear. I want to talk about gear. I know a lot about it, and I kind of kept it quiet for a long time because it was not really a talked about thing. So I've got all this information here that needs to be out there because people are doing things really, really wrong. And like I say, the first thing most people do would go to the drawer and get the tren. Fucking get the tren in as any excuse. No, actually, that's the one thing that was off the table. The one thing off the table. But the reason I'm also sat with my shirt off is because hopefully we'll see this angle and this change. I could be well wrong. It's just an experiment. That's the fun of it. I'm not asking external advice. It's literally just, let's put some things in place and see what the hell happens. I definitely feel warmer right now sat here, so it's quite nice having this off. But anyway, additions, what we're going through. We got the test. Test is currently 350, has been for a while, to put it up from 250 to 350. 250 is my TRT dosage. The doctor won't recommend that much. He can't, not legally allowed to. But he knows I'd take that much. We've seen my blood test results, which are just above the natural reference range, which is a point which some people actually can produce naturally. And I've seen my blood work improve since obviously being on a blast before. I improved and was at a very good state. So we know 250 is well tolerated. We know 350 is well tolerated because I've taken tests for a long time. So that's fine. So that's going to go 350 this week and it's going down to 150 next week just to try and pull back on aromatizing compounds. Obviously, people pull test out normally because they think testosterone makes you hold water. No, high estrogen makes you hold water. That's more the problem. High testosterone can have its problems, yes, but we're not high, especially at 150 next week. It's not high at all. But testosterone is still needed for so many parts of your body. It's one of your primary hormones. Cutting it out is a really stupid idea. And also, smashing in the aromatase inhibitors too early is also a really bad idea because you'll not only dry your joints out, you'll literally go insane and not want to be around anyone. And then you're going to add tren and halotestin and clenbuterol and stimulants and being hungry. And that's why most bodybuilders want to kill everyone all day, every day. So, skipping all that, just do it this way. It's actually probably going to be quite fun. I'm actually excited. I'm in a good mood today. Most people 2 weeks out would be in better shape, so they wouldn't be in the same mood. So anyway, the things I'm actually adding in, finally, let's get there. We've got Masteron, Enanthe. It's going in 600 milligrams a week for the next 2 weeks, starting today. Primo Enanthe is going in 600 milligrams a week, starting today. These are not actually, if anyone knows this, by the way, for a class 1 bodybuilder, this is not that high. Some people might look and go, oh my God, that's really high. It's actually really not that high. The biggest things we're going to see the problems are with is the fact that I'm taking loads of Clen and I hate it. Next, Winstrol, which I know last time gave me a big effect on how hard and dry I looked at a PCA Manchester. Which is the same show. I cut it out the next week for the next show because it was messing up my digestion because at the time I had shit orals. I no longer have shit orals, so I won't have that problem. So I could leave this in longer, but I'm not going to put it until next week. Anavar is going in today, 50 milligrams. So 50 milligrams of each of them. Again, that's not a lot. If you actually speak to people are taking like twice as much for a while. 50 milligrams of each. And then the last one is Cardarine. I'm going to put Cardarine in. I've already gone through, obviously, him being Clen. T3's already in, so I've increased the dosage slightly. Cardarine is going to go in at 20 milligrams a day. And that's it. Pretty basic. It's pretty basic, but I expect to see a cosmetic difference in the next 2 weeks. In the next couple of days, I expect to see a difference. Because I'm about to fire up a load of gear, but I've never done this before. Well, obviously, I've gone on to cycles, but I've never done it with this much tracking of data, in this good start position, running tests for ages, just test alone, and then putting everything else in and then seeing what happens. So for me, it's a really interesting experiment. That's why I'm doing it. See what I can do in 2 weeks. See the difference that the drugs will actually make. Yes, we can't quantify it because obviously I'm doing all the, I'm dropping food and stuff like that. If food was the same and activity was the same and we just added drugs, then you could quantify that this is the result from taking those drugs. But because I'm doing all these other things, it's very hard to decide that, much like what is the effect of each of these individually. Very hard to decide that when you're throwing them in at once, literally like a kitchen sink approach right now. That's why normally if we were to program it, you'd start off with testosterone, for example, and then add a second compound in. And because you knowing how this is going, okay, so add that second compound in. How's that going then at this with 2? And then look to maybe take that out, add a different one in. And you can start to build a profile, which is what my client progress tracker is about, which I have for myself. Obviously, it's below the camera here, with the biometrics of like heart rate, blood pressure, blood sugar, things like that. The cycle tracker, which goes back 3 years for me, blood work, training, diet, everything together. So I can see that at this point last year, what's the date? August 24th, 2020, I was taking 300 tests, 280 MPP and 280 Mastron. So I can see exactly what I was taking. And then I got blood work on the 29th of September. So then I can literally see what did that do to my body at that time on those blood tests. And then correlate the things together. And that's what people should be doing if they're actually doing this stuff properly. But then when I ask people, what are you taking? Like, okay, you took gear before, like, what have you taken? I don't know, it's just, I think I did it like a Monday and a Thursday. My mate did it for me. That's the one that blows my mind the most. Or, I think a test, I think it was like a test 400. I think there was Deca, maybe Trend, I don't know. That's like, do you know if you're in a nightclub and someone fucking has a bag and a key and goes, do you want some? The first thing you say is, what is it? Not, go on then. That's what it is. At least to try and understand what is it. Because if it's coke or ketamine, there's going to be 2 very different outcomes there. Same here. You will probably gain muscle, but there's going to be some very different outcomes as a result of what you're taking. So having a basic understanding is very important. Which is why I do consultation calls, talking through the basics of how to take steroids. Why I'm talking about this video. Because most people do it in a ridiculously stupid way. So to try and have a little bit of a more informed opinion, whether you want to take them or not, just have an understanding of them is a good idea. I'm feeling really good right now. Get this shit, no matter what happens. I'm excited for this 2 weeks. I think I've been goalless for a while. And it's really sunny today. And I also, which I haven't been doing, put 5-HTP and vitamin B6 in my morning supplements this morning, which would realistically make my serotonin levels a little bit higher, which would make me happier in combination with the sunny day and doing my cardio and setting a goal. But today's going to be a good day. It's going to be a good day. I feel it. I'm out of my little dip that I had on the weekend. I felt depressed for a few days. Kind of wanged out the other side like a boomerang, coming at high speed. Coming in hot. PCA Manchester, 2 weeks. See what happens. Go and get some food right now. Got loads of time. Focused ahead of schedule for my work. And I can do some extra steps, extra calorie burning. It's coming. Let's see what happens. Coming to the end of day 1. And it'd be a lie if I said I wasn't tired. I'm tired, man. I'm really tired. But I'm not hungry because the intelligent implementation of chemistry, which I've put in the liraglutide video. If you were to use liraglutide at the end of a contest prep, not just as an obese person trying to lose weight, which is what it was designed for, intelligently using it as a contest prep, because you're taking loads of drugs anyway, to not have an uncontrollable appetite, which then decreases diet fatigue and makes you not so likely to binge as soon as you finish the prep. I will demonstrate my point over this next 2 weeks, because my I'm on like 1,700 calories today. I've just smashed an hour on the bike, 2 hours in the gym, 17,500 steps, 2,500 left. And then I taught spin. Harder than most people would even be able to go. So, unlimited calories. I'm knackered, and I have to really watch it for pushing too hard. If I push too hard with stuff like spin, it will bury me. So I've got to then take the intensity out of training a little bit, because the energy availability is not there. And it's a 2 week blast. The aim is a big calorie deficit. It is not building muscle at this point. So not having a spot on set and working sets, big deal. They are the bits that will fatigue you the most. Take those away. brings your fatigue level down, and then you can increase the amount of steps and low level activity you're doing just to burn calories. We're trying to burn energy at this point and keep energy input low, so keep the food low, output high. Simple. Intelligent use of the chemistry, putting some stress on the body, which we understand is going to happen, but it's for 2 weeks. And I'm going to demonstrate all the things I talk about with using the appetite suppressants to your advantage. So then I'll walk away from this 2 weeks and just continue on, but a bit leaner. Not suddenly just go boom straight as most people do. Prep's over. Fuck, give me all the shit food I can eat. No, it's just a terrible way to go. You end up 30 pounds heavier in 3 days. You just eat loads of shit and you've got loads of food intolerances. It's a stupid way to go. It's like I'm happily stopped here right now. I have to actively move every day, which is why we have these. Actively make myself move. We have to push ourselves to move. We have to try and burn that energy all the time. It is a constant effort. So this is why I'm showing every single thing I'm doing. I haven't shown the stuff I take at night time. I'll do that on the next video. But it's just trying to put a real in-depth look of how to really intelligently do this stuff. And no, I'm not going to know shredded guy on stage. I haven't had loads of time to prep, but I'm going to show you how much you can do in 2 weeks and how much you can just literally go, well, that was a breeze. I was a bit tired. Like, this is a 2021 prep with all the information we have now. If you actually do your studying, which obviously I do a lot of, and let's put it into practice and see how much easier we can make prep. Prep is going to be hard regardless. It's still going to take a lot of effort, but why make it torturous? You're going to take other drugs anyway. If you can add some other ones that don't put stress on your health, use your brain.